The GSIC, or Global Sport Innovation Center, is committed to innovation in all areas of the sports industry, supporting over 250 members from 40 different countries, and today is known as a hub for startups, small, medium, and large tech companies, sports clubs, leagues and federations, universities, research groups, and everyone who works in sports. And without any further ado, Iñigo, bienvenido, welcome to the SportIn Global Summit.
Many thanks for the introduction, Christian. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. Okay, thanks, SportIn Global team, for the great effort that you've made with this edition. And well, it's a pleasure to be here at the first edition of SportIn Global Asia, okay, with all of you. So I will share with you a short overview about the Global Sports Innovation Center and our expansion plan. So feel free to ask me all the questions that you may have, and I will be more than happy to answer them. So let me start sharing my screen, okay? Let me start sharing a short overview about what is the Global Sports Innovation Center, okay? The Global Sports Innovation Center was founded in 2015 by Microsoft Sports with two particular features. The first one is that we have to be fully focused on sport innovation and technology. And the second one is that we have the character of a non-profit organization. What this means? Well, at the end of the day, what means being a non-profit organization is that we are supporting the startups and the sport tech companies to reach out the next level. And in the case of the sport organizations, we are supporting them to digitalize the business, okay? So at the end of the day, we are reducing the gap between the large companies and the sport organizations with the startups and the sport tech companies. We had been working over the past years with different sport organizations, like, for example, clubs and federations, leagues, sport entities like and venue management. So, and this is our expertise. In terms of our expansion plan into APAC, okay, we want to work with the same philosophy in the Asian Pacific market. The reason why we are going to open our second office in Singapore is to support the local startups. Okay, we are constantly trying to identify the best quality of solutions to support them to grow on a global scale. So that's the reason why we will open our second office in Singapore, to build a bridge between the Asian Pacific and startups and sport tech companies, to promote them on a global scale and to connect them with different customers in Europe and in the rest of the world. So at the end of the day, we want to build a bridge between the Asian Pacific market and the rest of the world. And in case of the sport entities in the Asian Pacific market, we have already started working with some of them, but we will continue working with more of them in order to digitalize their business. So for us, it's very important to support these sport organizations, and at the end of the day, it will be a win-win situation, because for the startups and the sport tech companies, we will support them to connect with the right sport organizations, and for the sport organizations, they will count with our support to connect with the right partners, okay, in order to address their needs. So it will be a very helpful relationship between both sides. In terms of the relationship with SportIn, we have found the best partner possible, that is Sport Singapore. They are totally aligned with our strategy, and they want to become a global leader with their vision in terms of 2030. Okay, they want to become one of the leading countries in terms of sport tech, and that's the reason why they are boosting these kind of initiatives in the region. Okay, they want to impact the GDP in the region, to attract new investors to the country, to attract new companies to the country, and to support the local startups and sport tech companies to grow their business. In the same way, they are trying to support the local federations and the different sport organizations that are based in Singapore to grow their business, to digitalize their business, to implement innovative solutions in order to become a global reference. So we are totally aligned with them. Without their support, it won't be possible to launch these initiatives, and hopefully in the next few months, when COVID allows us, we will establish our second office there to support all the local startups, sport tech companies, and to support in the digital transformation process for the sport organizations. So let me share with you, okay, our core areas. Okay, we rely on these 6 core areas. The first one is a strong business network. Christian, during his introduction, has briefly introduced that we have a strong business network. We have built one of the strongest business networks in the sport tech industry. We have an ecosystem of more than 340 partners from 40 different countries. So our expertise is identifying the best quality of solutions in the market, and we connect them with the different sport organizations and the different investors. In terms of the showcase area, I truly invite you when this situation ends to visit our headquarters in Madrid, or once we have our headquarters in Singapore, because the showcase is very important for us. We have a special area where we showcase all the different solutions of our members. It's kind of experience center when the people can try the solutions, test the solutions, and we give a lot of exposure to the different startups and sport tech companies. In terms of applied research, training, and education, it's one of our core areas. Okay, we work very closely with different universities, launching research activities, different reports, white papers. Just a few weeks ago, we've launched a report about the future jobs opportunities and the different skills that the students need to develop to work in the sport industry. And in terms of white papers, for example, today we will launch our second white paper. Okay, it's in terms of how the growth of gamification and esports during the COVID situation. So we are constantly developing initiatives to share with the industry and to become a leader. And that's the reason why we are supporting the local universities, for example, in Singapore and in other regions, with some master classes with subject matter experts. We are supporting initiatives like the SportIn Global to support the students to connect with future jobs opportunities. So for us, it's one of the most important things in our ecosystem. Then, in terms of the startups and companies, well, we support the startups in two different ways. Okay, so the first one is that we are supporting the startups in terms of the accelerator program. Okay, we support them to accelerate their business with the support, for example, of Microsoft. We invite them to join programs like Microsoft for Startups, where Microsoft is giving the startups some credits to reduce the cost of their cloud, in this case of Azure. And we support them also with some technical support, some assessment, training and mentoring sessions to improve their solution. Then we support them in terms of a commercial perspective. Okay, so to grow on a global scale, we support them to connect and with potential customers and to commercialize their solution. We give them a lot of exposure within our activities to present their product and to grow in different regions. In terms of Microsoft solutions, I already mentioned that we introduced the startups to some of the programs like Microsoft for Startups, but we support also the sport tech companies to connect with programs like Microsoft Partner Network, where Microsoft gives them some technical support, as well as for those ones that are using Microsoft technology, we offer them the possibility to form part of a portfolio of solutions that the Microsoft account managers are promoting all over the world. In terms of the DT advisory services, I'm going to go deeper into the details in a few minutes, okay, in these services. But at the end of the day, it's depending on the level of maturity of our members, in this case, the sport organizations or the large companies. We provide them with different services that could support them in terms of digitalize their business. Our industry sports framework is because, well, we work into different sport scenarios. For us, the sport industry is much more than the game day. Okay, so we have analyzed and profiled more than 1,500 companies from 80 different countries. So, and we have profiled all of them in different sport scenarios. So we have solutions for fan engagement. In terms of fan engagement, we have solutions for athlete management platforms, injury recovery, and injury prevention. Then we have solutions for smart stadiums, how to digitalize the whole stadium. In this case, we have solutions for management control systems, access control systems, and fan experience within the stadium. Then we have business insights. In this area, we have solutions that are supporting the sport organizations to build a 360 fan view of their organizations, to build a fan-centric strategy and to better understand the needs of their fans. Okay, so we have solutions for customer data platforms and so on. Then we have solutions for team for fan engagement. In terms of fan engagement, we have solutions to achieve a better engagement with the fan community, like, for example, with disruptive push notifications, with gamification tools, with funding solutions, and so on. In terms of media, well, we are supporting the sport organizations to connect with the right partners for OTT platforms, for automatic video creation, and to support them to monetize the content that they are generating in their organizations. Then we are collaborating with the esports industry with different solutions and with fitness and wellness, because it's becoming one of the latest trends, and training for home and to be active. That at the end, one of the things that the Sport SG is seeking is to become one of the most active countries in the world. Here you have some figures about that we have achieved in the last years, okay, about the Global Sports Innovation Center. Well, we are based in Madrid and we are going to be based in Singapore, but we work on a global scale, okay? This is just an example, okay? The 80% of our activities are online and even more nowadays, but we try to connect the whole community within our activities. So most of them, they are online, so all of our members get the same benefits. We have supported more than 340 companies. We are constantly generating leads for our organizations. Just an example, okay? Recently, one of our members, we introduced them with an sport organization, and they've signed the deal 2 days ago. And this year, we are constantly promoting this kind of deals between our members and the sport organizations. So the value that we offer for the startups and the sport tech companies is massive, and for the sport organizations too, because the quality of solutions that we have in our ecosystem is really, really, really good. In terms of the main benefits, okay, I already mentioned that we support the startups and the sport tech companies in their acceleration process and to commercialize their services. But the most important things is that we are supporting also with brand awareness, okay? Being a member of our ecosystem will give them the possibility to connect with these sport organizations, and it's like a proof of concept, okay? Because we have analyzed a lot of companies, and those ones that are GSIC members is because the solution is good enough to go to the market and to connect with these sport organizations. If not, we recommend them to join different programs in order to be ready to go to the market, because we just work with startups with at least a proof of concept and ready to go to the market. In terms of networking, okay, we are constantly generating this kind of activities. Right now, we are organizing more or less 2 activities per week for the startups and the sport tech companies to connect with each other. They have an access to our members area where they can identify information about all of our members and to connect with each other. So it's a real value that we are offering. In terms of advisory, this goes more for the sport institutions that I will share with you, the advisory services. But for the startups we give and sport tech companies, we give them advisory too, because we assess the assessment in how to go to the market. We give them some training and mentoring sessions to improve their solutions with subject matter experts. So we have an ecosystem also of ambassadors that they are renowned experts in the industry that are supporting these startups in this acceleration process. This is part of the training. And in terms of Microsoft, I already mentioned the services that we provide them. And the space is because in all of our facilities, in the ones that we have in Madrid and in the future ones in Singapore, we offer our members to use this space. Okay, we have a really nice space with a space for events, okay, that they can present some events for their customers. So we offer the possibility to use this space for their purposes, and also we give them visibility in the showcase area. Let me go into the details for the sport DT advisory services. As I already mentioned, depending on the level of maturity of the sport organizations, we customize our value proposition for their needs. Okay, so we have different services. We have what we call the inspiration sessions. The inspiration sessions is to share the art of possible in terms of digital transformation. Okay, so at the first stage is just to share with them what is possible, the different sport scenarios that we have solutions, the kind of solutions that we have in these sport scenarios, some best practices that we have implement these kind of solutions with other sport organizations. And with this, they can have a broader vision about what is possible with our support. Okay. Then we have what we call the innovation days. Okay, the innovation days is imagine that you have a specific challenge. Okay, let's put an example that your challenge is around smart stadiums. So we will launch a challenge to our community in order to identify the most suitable solutions for your need in the case of a smart stadium. So we will analyze all the proposals in our ecosystem, and then we will make an agenda for the sport organization in order to introduce them the startup. So it will be a win-win situation, because the sport organization will identify the best quality of solutions in terms of a smart stadium, and the startups and the sport tech companies will have the opportunity to pitch their solution to this sport organization. Then we have other services, like, for example, a diagnostic in digital transformation. This service, we have provided with this service, for example, to Superliga in Argentina, in order to analyze the current situation in terms of digital transformation for each club of Superliga. So we have go into the details for every single club. We have analyzed all the different aspects that are relevant in terms of digital transformation, and then we have provided them with some recommendations about the different solutions that they should implement in their organization. In terms of sport industry research, we support different sport organizations with research activities, as I already mentioned, like with the white papers, with the reports, in order to better understand the industry and to take data-driven decisions. In terms of architecture design sessions, this is one of our last services. We are providing to the sport organizations with these services in order to build the data structure of the organizations, to identify the main building blocks that they should implement in their organization, and then we provide them with recommendations about the right partners for each building block. So it's very helpful for those organizations that are trying to build a data strategy. In terms of startups competitions, we've launched different startup competitions all over during the last years, and with different sport organizations. The last one was with Sport Singapore, in order to identify the world-class solutions in the APAC region. Okay, we received very good solutions, and we are constantly trying to develop these initiatives in order to identify the best quality of solutions in the market. And here are some best practices. Okay, I always want to share real examples, because everything that I can say sounds really good, but then it should be real. Okay, so these are just a few examples about our members and how we have connected them with different sport organizations. So in terms of Brintia, they are a Spanish company. They provide to the World Athletics with different solutions, like, for example, a BOT solution, a wayfinding solution, in order to have for those that attends to the World Athletics a better experience. Then we have Solos. I will share with you a short video about Solos and Real Sociedad in terms of smart stadiums. And within one of our startup competitions, we have introduced Solos with Real Sociedad. They've been one of the winners, and they implement this smart tag solution with Real Sociedad. In terms of Silvi, we have introduced them with AFA, the Football Association in Argentina, and they are developing the official app for the AFA academies and an athlete management platform for the grassroots. So it's a very helpful solution for the football associations. In terms of Celta de Vigo, we have introduced them Finfo. Finfo is a company that are developing an OTT platform. Okay, so they are broadcasting the games for the grassroots in Celta de Vigo. They've been awarded also as one of the winners of the startup competition with La Liga. So we are constantly promoting their solution. In terms of Southworks and World Bowling, okay, well, Southworks is supporting World Bowling with the data strategy, as I already mentioned, with the different building blocks, the data architecture sessions, and so on. In terms of FanWhite is a company from the US. They are working with La Liga in order to have watch party experiences all over the United States. In terms of Phantom, they are currently working with a smart device with Manchester City to be 24 hours connected with your fan community. And in terms of Armis and CONCACAF, where Armis is developing the official website for CONCACAF. So this is just a couple of examples that we have generated during this year with the connections between our members and the different sport organizations. So let me share with you, okay, the video of Solos and the smart tag with Real Sociedad. It's very inspiring. Okay, Solos is an Australian company. That's the reason why I've selected these best practices to share with the audience. Okay, for this sport in global Asia. Well, so with this example of Solos, okay, the main idea it was to share with you a real case example about the implementing a smart tag to get into the stadium. Okay, so it's very disruptive technology. They are members of the Global Sports Innovation Center for the last 3 years, and they've implemented with this solution with Real Sociedad in order to this smart tag allows the fans to get into the stadium with another way. So, for example, you can implement this tag in the official jersey with your season pass, and this is fully linked with the data strategy of the club because it's totally linked with the official app. So, as you've seen in the video, you can receive in real time marketing communications, and they have identified that these fans are from Australia. They are visiting San Sebastian in Spain for a match of Real Sociedad. So they send them in real time a push notification to leave a unique experience and to have the possibility to meet one of the icons of the clubs, that it's Xavi Prieto, and see the second part of the game with him. So this is just possible with data. This is just possible with disruptive solutions like the one that Solos has implemented with Real Sociedad. So let me move forward to the last topic that I would like to cover. It's in terms of education. Okay, as I already mentioned, for us it's very important the educational side. We have launched what we call the GSIC Institute. It's our own master in digital transformation to support the students and entrepreneurs and also some executives to get into the details in this sport industry and the digital transformation process, to share with them different modules about, for example, fan experience, smart stadiums, BI and analytics, and to learn from different subject matter experts. All of our professors in this master, they are executives of the industry for renowned sport organizations, but we are constantly supporting different universities worldwide. In Singapore and in other regions in APAC, we are supporting them with developing different master classes, training sessions for the entrepreneurs and students, and we are collaborating with different universities with different master programs. So we are supporting also Sporting Globals with their platform. So please, if you are a student, if you are a startups, if you are sport tech companies, or if you are in sport organizations, do not hesitate in contacting us. Okay, being a non-profit organization allow us to customize our value proposition for your needs, and we will be more than happy to support you and to make even bigger this industry. So many thanks for your time, and I want to conclude with this quote, okay, that is the real example of our philosophy. The success of the Global Sports Innovation Center is the success of our members. So many thanks, and please feel free to ask me whatever you want.